Let's talk about the funnel maturity model. This is a predictive roadmap for scaling your business, and it's something that every founder, every marketer needs to understand.
You've probably felt this. Things are going great, you're growing, and then, bam, you hit a wall. It feels like the rules changed overnight. Well, here's the secret. The number one reason this happens is because businesses try to scale a simple system. It's a paradox that traps so many companies, where the very thing that got you here won't get you there.
So that leads to the big question, right? If this is such a common problem, is there a roadmap? One that can actually predict why your funnels will stop working and tell you exactly what architectural upgrade you need to make at every single stage of growth? The answer is a definitive yes, and that's what we're breaking down today.
So here's our blueprint. We're going to start with the problem itself, the scaling paradox. Then we'll look at where this roadmap came from. We'll dive deep into the 5 stages of growth, explore the psychology that makes it all tick, and then get practical with how you can master your own architecture. Finally, we'll wrap it all up with what I call the evolutionary mandate.
All right, first up, the scaling paradox. This is all about why growth suddenly stops even when you're doing everything that used to work.
The core of the problem has a name: structural mismatch. And here's the thing, it's not a mystery, it's a predictable failure point. It's what happens when your business's needs become way more complex than your funnel's simple architecture can handle. Think about it. A system built to get your first 100 customers just wasn't designed to handle 10,000. When you try to force it, it breaks. That's the root cause of revenue stagnation. It's not your ads, it's the architecture.
So, if we know the problem, where did the solution come from? Well, this roadmap wasn't just cooked up in a marketing brainstorm. Its origins are in a much higher stakes world.
You see, the funnel maturity model was really born from a critical business need: how to mitigate the massive financial risk of trying to scale an inefficient system. The old way of thinking was just, hey, do more of what works. But that's a recipe for disaster. We needed a new prescription for growth, one that told us not just what to do, but when and how to evolve.
And this model is a really powerful blend. It takes these proven theories about how entire organizations grow and mature, and it smashes them together with hard data from conversion rate optimization. And what came out of it was this incredible 5-stage roadmap. The biggest finding? The number one predictor of a revenue plateau is failing to evolve your architecture. So the focus had to shift from just getting a sale to matching your system's sophistication with the customer's level of commitment.
Okay, let's pop the hood and look at the 5 stages of growth. This isn't just a theory. This is the prescriptive roadmap that tells you exactly what to build next.
Here they are: simple, foundational, scalable, optimized, and autonomous. Think of this as a clear evolutionary path. Each stage is a new level of maturity, and here's the key. You can't get to the next stage without a very specific, deliberate architectural upgrade.
Every single business on the planet starts here. Stage 1, simple. You've got a basic landing page, maybe a lead magnet. The goal is just one thing: get your first few leads. You're just trying to see if anyone out there is even listening.
Then you graduate to stage 2, foundational. Now it's not just about leads, it's about validating product market fit. Can you get strangers to actually buy your core offer, and can you do it repeatedly? This is where you find your groove. But this is also exactly where that scaling paradox starts to creep in.
And this is the first great wall that businesses hit. They get to stage 2, things are working, so they think, let's just pour gas on the fire. But you can't cross the chasm to true scale on a stage 2 foundation. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on the foundation of a 2-bedroom house. It will absolutely break under the weight of scale. Your costs will explode, and your growth will grind to a halt.
So what's the upgrade? How do you build that bridge to stage 3? It is the first non-negotiable architectural upgrade, the self-liquidating offer, or SLO. You might have heard it called a tripwire. It's a low-cost, high-value offer with one strategic goal: to turn a prospect into a buyer fast. And the revenue from that small purchase helps liquidate or pay for the ad costs to get that customer in the first place.
Now, why is the SLO such a game changer? It's because it unlocks the gold standard for scaling, a 3-to-1 ratio of lifetime value to customer acquisition cost, your LTV to CAC. Basically, for every $1 you spend to get a customer, you need to know you're going to make at least $3 back over time. That ratio, that's your green light to hit the gas and scale aggressively.
But okay, let's say you did it. You implemented an SLO, you're scaling, you've reached stage 3. Guess what? A new monster appears. The architecture that's so good at getting customers is clueless about how to keep them.
And if you try to scale further without another big upgrade, you are guaranteed to have a massive churn problem. It's the classic leaky bucket.
So this brings us to the second critical upgrade for Stage 4, behavioral automation. The focus flips entirely from acquisition to retention. This is where you start tracking what your customers actually do with your product to find your magic number, that key action that predicts who will stick around long term. Then, you build automated systems to push every new user to that aha moment. This is how you stop the leaks and maximize your net dollar retention. And finally, if you successfully build both of those upgrades, you can reach Stage 5, autonomous. This is the promised land. Your system stops being a linear funnel and becomes a self-sustaining flywheel. Growth isn't just coming from ads anymore. It's coming from your existing, happy customers through referrals and expansion. It's a beautiful, powerful, and cost-effective growth loop.
Now, this whole model isn't just a set of technical boxes to check. The reason it works so well is because it's built on a deep understanding of human psychology. It's about guiding the customer's journey of investment.
The psychological engine here is something called escalation of commitment. You see, the model is designed to increase the level of investment you ask from a customer in small, logical steps. It's like a relationship. You don't ask for marriage on the first date. You ask for coffee. Each upgrade, the lead magnet, the SLO, the core offer, is a new, slightly bigger yes that deepens their psychological and financial commitment to you.
And this comparison between Stage 3 and 4 is just brilliant. It shows the two types of commitment perfectly. The Stage 3 upgrade, the SLO, demands a financial commitment. It's a small transaction, but it's a huge psychological leap. It answers the question, will they actually pay? But the Stage 4 upgrade, behavioral automation, that demands a habit commitment. It's about making your product a part of their life. It answers the next critical question. Okay, they paid, but will they stay?
Okay, that's the theory. That's the psychology. Now let's get down to brass tacks. How do you actually apply this to your own business and master your architecture?
It's a pretty straightforward three-step path. First, you have to diagnose your current stage, honestly. Then, if your acquisition is the problem, you implement the SLO upgrade. Once that's fixed, and only then, you transition your focus to behavioral automation to solve for retention. And look, step 1 is everything. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. Forget your ambitions for a second and look at the cold, hard data. Where are you really on this roadmap? Are you a Stage 2 business trying to use Stage 5 tactics? Pinpointing that mismatch is the most critical thing you can do.
This table right here is your diagnostic kit. If you're in Stage 2 and your unit economics completely fall apart when you try to scale ads, that's your symptom. If you're in Stage 3 but your LTV to CAC is stuck below that magic 3-to-1 number, your acquisition model is broken. And if you're acquiring customers but your net dollar retention is low or negative, well, churn is killing you. Your metrics will tell you exactly where the pain is.
And here's the beauty of it. Once you have your diagnosis, the solution isn't a mystery. The roadmap is prescriptive. If acquisition is broken, the prescription is the SLO. You fix that first. Once that's solved, you've earned the right to work on the next problem, retention. That's when you bring in behavioral automation. It's a logical, step-by-step evolution.
So let's just zoom out for a second and land on the core philosophy here. This is a fundamental shift in how we need to think about marketing. So what's the big takeaway? It's this. Your funnels are not static things you build once. They are living systems and they have to evolve right alongside your business. This whole model is really just strategic lifecycle management applied directly to marketing. It gives you the playbook for when to add complexity and how to do it. It's how you turn that predictable stagnation into real sustainable growth.
And ultimately, that's the goal, isn't it? The best marketing doesn't feel like it's pushing people through some rigid, clunky funnel. It feels like it's effortlessly pulling them toward more and more value. And that's only possible when your system is built with foresight, when it knows the exact architectural upgrade needed for the next stage of growth.